Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Junk Food and You. Today we're going to talk about something that's not really about snacking, but it's actually about candycritic.org itself, which is, I discovered something kind of interesting and I kind of wanted to get it out there. In the last couple of years, I've discovered that candycritic.org is actually banned in several countries. I travel a lot, I go all over the world. I visit lots of places, and one of the things I do when I travel places is I look up Candy Critic, and I sort of see if it's there and if it's, and sometimes I Google it, sort of in the local Google thing. So if I'm in another country, I will, on not my own computer, but on another computer, I'll look up Candy Critic and see if it comes up on the Google for that country. And then sometimes if I don't see it on the Google immediately, which happens in a few places, I'll just, type in candycritic.org and see where it comes up. And I've discovered in the last few years, there was two countries that I've discovered. There might be more. These are the only two that I've discovered have banned Candy Critic. One of them is China. China has sort of a bit of a, it's been known to ban a few things. I don't really know why it's banned in China. I don't badmouth Chinese candy at all. In fact, I review a lot of things like the White Rabbit, I believe, Chinese, and I love those things. So if anybody from China is listening, like, come on, loosen the ban. I don't get it. I'm not political, but whatever. It's out of my hands. It's not in my control. I like people to see my site. I think my site doesn't discriminate against anybody. I don't think my site has any meaning besides I look at candies from all over the world. If I don't review candies from your part of the world, I can change that. I'm happy to. If any representatives from any country around the world wants to, give me a list. You don't even have to send me the candy. Tell me what your candies are, and I'm going to look them up. I'll try and find them, and I'll pick them up, and I'll review them. I'm happy to. It's part of the whole point of this thing is to look at candy from all over the world, and I've hopefully done that. So I don't understand China. But the other one I just discovered recently is I believe I'm banned in Singapore. And so Singapore is kind of interesting because it doesn't really have a reputation that I know of for banning things. And I couldn't figure it out. I was actually kind of shocked. When I went to Singapore, I was actually fairly recently, and I did the check on sort of a public computer to see if Candy Critic was banned, and apparently it is. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I've reviewed treats from Singapore. I love going to Singapore to buy treats. I will continue to go to Singapore to buy treats. It's a great city-state, I think is how it goes. So I couldn't figure it out. And then I was chatting with some people about it, and they gave me an interesting idea. And maybe this is why, and if anybody from Singapore can tell me this is why this would be interesting, I review gum. And gum is banned in Singapore. So there's a whole history of the banning of gum in Singapore. I will say I don't know the politics behind it. I don't know sort of the history of it, but I will tell you that it is one of the only cities in the world I've ever been to where there is zero gum on the ground. It doesn't exist because it's banned. Gum is banned in that country, and so like the streets are super clean of gum. And to me, I don't mind gum. Obviously, I run a candy website, so I have some love for it. It's probably not my favorite candy category, but I don't mind it. But on the other hand, it's like going someplace where it's banned. It's kind of interesting because I find gum to be problematic. I've sat in gum. I've stepped in gum. I've had lots of gross encounters. Found it under the table in a restaurant. First of all, what's with you people? That's disgusting. All of those, like, throw out your gum. It's not hard. Wrap it up in a little piece of paper. Throw it in the garbage. But I guess, Singapore banned gum. I review gum. That's the only conclusion I can figure out of this. So I guess I have to accept that. I mean, if anybody from the Singapore government wants to talk about just blocking the gum section, I'm totally cool with that, like just censoring one part of it. And if there's a way that we can do that, let me know, because I'm curious. I will still enjoy visiting Singapore. I think it's a wonderful country. I think I've enjoyed it. I go shopping there. I was just there recently, had a really good time. So there you go. So those are like two countries. If you happen to discover that I'm banned in another country, let me know, and I'd be curious to maybe I might try and figure out why I'm banned there as well. As long as you're watching this, that's great. Well, sort of the most political I've ever become on one of these things. But it's not really political because, you know, that's their right. They can totally ban me if they want. I don't understand why, but whatever, that's fine with me. I'm not going to stop reviewing treats from any country that bans me, just because I know that the candy makers and the creative food experts out there, they're looking to get their stuff out there, and I'm happy to promote it, you know. But it's up to the. I'm totally okay being banned if that's the way it is. So thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can go to candycritic.org to find links to everything from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. You can also read well over 1,000 candy reviews, with new ones coming all the time. Candycritic.org also has links to pick up my latest books, as well as some cool candy-themed merchandise.